Okay, so I got two things I want to talk about today. The first thing is the new mount I got for my GoPro so I can get multiple angles / shots of video. It's from Tackform. So this is the clamp here itself. This is the handle. You know, it tightens and loosens this jaw here. It's made to go around 0.5 up to 2 inch round tubing, but it also comes with this flat piece here so you can put it on flatter surfaces. So the way that works is this has two little nipples there, as you can see, on the left and right side, and there's two little indents. So this just slides right into that like that, and then that gives you your flat surface. As you can see there, you take it out. Now you can clamp it up around round tubing. So everything's made out of aluminum besides the handle here. It's like a polymer. I'm not too sure what this is. As you can see, it's got like a screw in it. You know, kind of like a wing nut type deal. I'm actually not positive. I looked on their site, I couldn't find anything on it. Alright, so let's move on. So you have kind of like a little ball joint. It's kind of like a ram mount. So the way this works is you have like a hex cut out here in aluminum, and then you got just like a round cutout. There's no tools required for this. This thing is pretty neat. So you can see the round indentations. It's going to go down around this ball just like this. But before you do that, this bottom piece has like a little like nipple and lip on it. That's going to sit in there like that. And then this one's going to sit on top. You put that around there. Find your hex side, which would be right here. Your screw for the bottom here, for where the ball joint is longer than here, which is like your joints. So you take the longer screw, poke it through till it lines up with the hex cutout, turn around, wing nut, just like this. What's really neat about this is no matter how you clamp this, this thing will go in any direction you want it to. As you can see, I mean, it 360. I mean, it's pretty much 360 it. So you can tighten that up. Once you tighten that up, if you leave it in the up position like that, it's obviously going to leave it locked. So if you want to move it, you just unloosen it. You can move it down. You can tighten it. All right, there's another joint. As you can see, I can swing it. We're going to keep it straight. Tighten that up. Here's your second joint. And then up here you got a ball just like down bottom that will do the same thing. So for your joint connections, it's the same thing. You want to find the hex cutout and the round cutout side. So for all these joints after the ball joint, so this joint and this second joint, it's kind of like serrated all the way around. Same thing on this piece, it mates up with it. So what that does, when you put it on, you mate it up, those little nipples, they lock in place. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they kind of, you can move it to whatever, but they lock in place. Find the hex side, stick your nut through. So what that hex cutout does is pretty much the same size as that bolt head, and it stops it from turning in there. That's why I don't need any tools. It's really neat. I really like this a lot. I think we're going to get some really good footage with it. So you take your other side, your flat side, mate it up, get your wing nut again, put your wing nut on, and it's the same deal. This thing can turn in any direction. Just whenever you made it up here, you just want to make sure you'll feel it. It'll kind of lock in. So if I want it like this, about right there, that's locked in. I can feel it. So you kind of have something like that. Like I said, all these joints here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they move whichever way you want. This works the same as the bottom I just showed you. So you loosen this up, this thing can turn, you know, however you want it to. And you just tighten it back up whenever you find your position that you want. So the last thing here is this piece. This is how you're going to connect your GoPro. So you got your quick mount. This is just kind of like a lock nut. You push up, that's threaded. You spin it on right there. You just tighten this up here, this little like red little lock nut, just like that. Then you can take your quick mount. This thing's pretty tight though. It's pretty nice. Just like that. Put this in, and then you know you were to put your little lock screw. So another way to do this, just back this off. It also has this mount here where it will mate up like that. So you got two ways to mount it. Same deal. Spin it on, lock it down. Then you can put this in and put your nut in again to tighten it down. This thing's pretty cool. Everything's made out of aluminum, like I said, besides these two handles here. I'm not too sure, you know, why they weren't made out of aluminum. I think they should have been, but overall, I think it's an extremely good product. I really can't wait to use it. Another thing is I picked up some of the Champ swimmers. They're 3D printed by Jordan Lee. I thought they looked pretty. Pretty realistic. I thought it had a pretty cool pattern. These are the black crappie. I thought it was pretty wild. I can't wait to use these. They show on the back here. See if we can't get the focus. They show on the back here Texas rig, Carolina rig, jig head, drop shot, wacky rig. I've never wacky rigged a swim bait. I guess you could. It might kind of make it look like the bait fish is on the bottom, maybe kind of dying off. I guess it might work. Might have to try it. We'll see. Drop shot in it, I guess it could work. I got the, what is it, 4.6 inch. So I guess maybe drop shotting could work. I don't think it's gonna stick straight out like a drop shot's supposed to. Maybe if you drag the drop shot slowly but fast enough for the paddle tail to move it, it might work. Might have to try that as well. We'll definitely be trying it on a jig head. There he is. There he is on the drop shot. Drop shot, cold water drop shot, baby. Yes, sir. Man, this drop shot can really work when the sun comes out and it's cold. Nice little bass.